All right, and we're live. Dr. Phil, what's going on? Thanks for joining us. This is Dr. Phil, Agrios. Really quickly, I'm going to give you guys a rundown of what we're going to be talking about, and then I'm going to hand it over to Dr. Phil to kind of do his thing. So we have Dr. Philip Agrios here. I'm going to call him Dr. Phil for the rest of the interview. We're going to walk you guys through how he is seeing, I'm getting some feedback. Hold on. I got to turn my audio off. We're going to walk you guys through how he is seeing a 600% return on investment with his advertising. He has a really awesome business where he helps business owners, maybe people just like you, transform their lives with a very, very unique skill. And we'll get into that in a couple of seconds. So we're going to talk about how he has enrolled 15 high ticket clients within 14 days, how he scaled one of his online funnels to over $20,000 a month in just under 6 weeks. And he's going to walk you guys through why some of y'all, if you're getting on sales calls, why maybe your sales rate sucks, or, essentially like what you could do about it. So without further ado, Dr. Phil, how's it going?
Justin, I'm doing great, man. Thanks so much for having me here, and welcome everybody. Hope that this insight helps you to figure out what the hell to do with your marketing. So
thanks for being here, Dr. Phil. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and drop those down in the comments below. I'm going to be monitoring that, and we'll answer those questions a little bit later in the interview. So first off, Dr. Phil, tell us a little bit about who you are as a person and what you do as a business.
yeah, I'm a business breakthrough specialist. I work with entrepreneurs and business owners worldwide to help them to understand what causes their blocks. We discovered a particular trait that we're born with that actually causes all your blocks, and how to switch it off instantly. It works 100% of the time, guaranteed. So we work with business owners and executives to really help them to understand where their block is, how to move forward in them in business as well as personal life. And it gives them the opportunity to really move forward and with something that they've never heard before, something they've never heard, because I discovered about 30 years ago, and we've been working with thousands and thousands of people.
Yeah, that's awesome. And we're going to talk about his transformation that he helps business owners achieve is really awesome. And I was really excited to have him as a client and sign up. We're going to talk about that here in a second, but walk us through like before you became a client with Conversionly. I think, if I remember correctly, you were telling me how you would travel the world and go to seminars and stuff like that. And then COVID happened, and that almost like shut your business down kind of overnight, right? Can you talk on that a little bit?
Yeah. So I talk a lot on the world as well. And we were working with clients, and then COVID hit. And then, I was still working with my clients, but because of not being able to go out and speak and all that, and trying to figure out different Zoom things, speaking on Zoom, we basically kind of pulled back a bit. I was able to, for a couple of 2-3 months, kind of pull back a bit, see what was going on, still helping my clients adapt and for them not to be affected by COVID. But as we started to move forward with that, I saw my own business starting to shift a little bit. And then I was looking for some type of marketer that would be something that I didn't have in the past. I have a little PTSD, if I may throw that word out, with marketers for thousands. I've spent thousands and thousands of dollars with different marketers that just didn't do what they said they were going to do. And when I found you guys and I saw your system, I thought I was in a dream. Seriously, I was like, this is nuts. These guys know what the hell they're doing. I mean, especially when you had your videos and how organized you were and step-by-step things to do. I never saw anything like that. I've never seen anything like that. And I've seen a lot of marketers.
Well, thank you, Dr. Bill. I appreciate that. And one thing that we like to say is, we're not, like the marketing agency type. Essentially, what our goal is to try to help our clients build a proven client acquisition system that they can have in-house, so that they have that skill for life to bring in leads, to book those leads into appointments, and to close those deals. So I guess, tell me, what was your biggest, what was the biggest difference between, maybe all of these coaching and consulting companies that you've tried in the past? Maybe you've invested in programs and you've tried marketing, like true marketing agencies that just did lead generation. What was the reason why you think they failed? And then what was like the difference and why you feel like you're seeing success now?
Well, number one was that with them, they would kind of say, okay, we're trying this and we're trying that. And it wouldn't hit as much as I would like that to do. I would get a lead here and there, but it wasn't really a qualified lead. The
Right.
funnel wasn't set up as well. I mean, I was taught by Ryan Dice, Frank Kern. I took all their courses, and I used to do this when I was a doc. I used to be a chiropractor and a functional medicine practitioner, and I had a cash practice. So I used to do funnels back in early 2011, 10, around there.
Yeah. Yeah.
People never did that back then, right? So I was able to do that and understand that, but it was mainly my own stuff because I was learning it. And one of the things that business owners, they don't have enough time to really sit down and learn marketing. But I tell all my clients, you need to learn it at least so so you know that you're not being taken advantage of. So we would try this and that didn't work. I tried this, and then that person, I would get rid of them. I try somebody else. That didn't work. Try somebody else. And then I would just stop and try to do it on my own, and then kind of go like, all right, let me just do networking. I'll just do it myself. I won't do lead generation. So throughout those years, I mean, that's why when clients work with me, I look at their marketing and go, get rid of this person, or all right, they're doing pretty good with that. But you really need to know that marketing. But when I came to your process, first of all, you had a great system. We're texting, because as we know nowadays, if you have a marketing company that's not texting you now, don't even think about talking to them, right? Because texting is now the key. We have over like a 95% with texting, and email is still down in the bottom. So when I saw that and I saw the process, I already knew, wow, his funnel is really good. And you really caught me with the YouTube ad. You seemed very genuine. It was just like, here it is, gave me some of the thoughts. And I was like, wow, that's a really great webinar. These guys know what the hell they're talking about. So then I got on the call with, I forgot who she was. She had a sales manager. So, okay, he has a sales manager. And then she talked me through it. And I said, okay, let's do it. So when I did it, and then I had access to the system, I looked at all these videos and I'm like, oh my God, no one's ever giving me this. I'd never seen anybody. And as I went through the program, because, if I'm going to give you money and I'm going to expect something, I get it done. I don't procrastinate. Yeah. One, because I was able to deal with that because of my own stuff. But as I was looking through it, I was like, wow, we can do this. And then on top of that, I had no idea I was going to get an appointment setter. That blew me away, that you actually train an appointment setter. Didn't cost an arm and a leg. And now they're going in and knowing the system. You train them. So I didn't even have to train them in the system. And now they're helping me set appointments, helping me close. So that was one thing I didn't really have to focus on. All I had to do was just talk with her to make sure she's doing what you're doing. So that blew me away. All right. And then from there, looking at that, you were actually helping me create copy. You were interested actually in my service, and you guys actually took my quiz and saw that and realized the benefit of it. And then looking at how you were able to tweak things. And on top of that, then I get group coaching from you guys every day, every week, or every day if I want. If there's technical problems, I hop on, I talk to the guys, they're great. They help me immediately move on. So I feel like I have this huge team with me that would cost me hundreds of thousands of dollars if I had it over the years compared to what you're costing. And like I said, it's very impressive. And I don't say that. I'll tell you how it is. I don't BS anybody. I'm from Jersey, right? So I'll tell you how it is. And but seriously, you have something that's really great. And already I've been sending my clients to you guys because I really feel that I can put my reputation behind you.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you for the kind words, Dr. Phil.
It's nothing about kindness, man. It's just the truth.
I appreciate that. So one thing that I think a lot of people would like to know, and just for those who are just joining us, we are talking to Dr. Phil here. We're kind of walking through how he's seen about a 600% return on investment with ads, how he just one funnel online that got up to 20K a month within 6 weeks. Now, speaking of that 20K a month within 6 weeks. Oh, by the way, if you guys have any questions, drop those down below. We'll answer those here in a second. Speaking about the online funnel that you were able to get set up, right? So 20K, that's awesome. Maybe someone wants to get to, 10K, 15K, 20K, maybe even 50K. What do you feel like is like a big breakthrough, or what do you feel like maybe a mindset shift from maybe not having that funnel before and then now having that? Like, what do you feel like one big revelation that maybe an insight that you could share with individuals that may be watching this?
Right. Well, one of the things is that because I knew funnels, whether or not you guys are going to BS me or not, right? And I knew how you guys were setting it up and using the particular software that you use. And I saw it was easy to set up like anything else, because I've used other software in the past. And when I was looking at this, I was like, okay, this is great. We got the SMS so they can get their texting. We have an email system already. I can now text them from my computer. I don't have to be on a phone. And my appointment setter can also, so we can see each other and see what they're doing and how she's answering them and how I'm answering it. And then now we have the software. We're now dripifying it to LinkedIn, right? So now I'm getting LinkedIn leads because I've had you guys set up my drip campaign, which was phenomenal. I don't have to sit there and kind of figure out to be a marketer because I don't want to be a marketer. I hate marketing. Even though I know how to do it and all that, I just don't, I'm not good at it as well as you guys are. So again, the organization, the confidence knowing that, I had a headline and just by tweaking a few words, I was like, wow, that's really good. And then from there, you're like, okay, I need some video. So I have my own, I set up my own video. If I pop that out for you guys. So I really was really serious about getting this done because I wanted to make an impact in the world. And when you don't make an impact in the world, then why the hell are you doing what you're doing? And the key is marketing, right? So that's one of your keys, a good mentor and a good marketer. Those are the two keys of a foundation of any startup or of any business. So if you don't have that marketer and you're not really knowing what's going on, you now have the ability to kind of understand what's happening, give it to somebody else, and they have access to your source so that now you guys can know exactly how to be on the same page instead of being all over the place. Wouldn't you agree that would be one of the things that you see consistently with business owners?
Yeah, one of the things I feel like I see consistently is the limiting belief that, hey, advertising doesn't work for me, or I've tried advertising and it doesn't work. Right. Now, I would like to ask you, like, being on the side of advertising doesn't work because you've hired these coaches or consultants or marketing agencies and it didn't work. And then now having the ads actually fire off, every time you put in $1, you're getting back $6. That's, that's true numbers, 600% ROI.
Yeah.
What is the biggest difference? Because I know you've been through that process and that transformation. And what would you say to someone that says, you know what, I've tried ads and it's just not working?
Yeah, ads work. If they didn't work, no one would be doing them. Okay, so get that out of your head. It works. You just didn't have the right person or the right message. Maybe you had the right good marketing, right? We can hire you, but if your message isn't clear and you don't believe in it, and so many other things I deal with business owners, the business owner needs to be clear of what they need. And if they're not clear, they have you guys to help them be clear. And that's what the key is. And they can continue working on their message. But the advertising does work. It worked in the past for me, but not to the extent it's working now, because I didn't have the support system of an appointment set and everything else. And that's one of the things, what happens with people, I tell them, I have a new client, they'll come in and go, yeah, I want to start, really increase my marketing. And I look at it and go, man, there's no way. You need to deal with you got to come a funnel. You got to deal with this, because if you did all these leads, you're never going to get to these people. And then you're going to push them away. And then they're going to be pissed off at you because you never followed up. So that's what you guys bring to the table. You help them with the foundation along with the leads. But I remember, but what I really liked about you guys is that you're not going to just throw leads at you unless you have a good foundation, because then it's on you. Would you agree?
Right. No, I would 100% agree, because I say this all the time. If you put gasoline on a fire, that fire is going to get bigger, right? If you put garbage on a fire, that fire is going to get smaller, right? So if the foundations are in place, like a really good offer with a really good message, if you don't have those things in place, it doesn't matter how much money you spend in ads, right? Usually what happens is if you get bad results and you spend more money, you're going to get more bad results. It's just going to be amplified, right? If you have the foundations, you're seeing good results and you spend more money, the idea hopefully is that you scale that up to where you're seeing better results.
Yeah, you don't want to throw $2,000 a month and you can't hit an ad. You want to start out slowly, see how it works, test it, A and B, test it back and forth, see how it works. And that's what you guys were doing. You were testing different ads, different videos. We found out this particular video was working really well. So now we know what my clients or my avatar was going to look like. We talked about the avatar. An avatar, those guys you don't know, is your perfect client, the one that when you meet, you kind of salivate and go, oh my God, I can help this person. That's the person you want to go after, not everybody. If you say I will help everyone, you're never going to be successful. So we want you, and with their help you really hone in on a good avatar. And that's when people need your services, because you're honing on the people that need your service, not where you think, oh, I got to help everybody and impact the world. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah, I agree. I want to get to your service and your business, because it's really interesting. But the last question that I have is what would you say to a business owner that's maybe just starting out or struggling, that wants to get to that 10K, 20K, 30K, 50K, maybe even 300,000 a month? Like, what words of encouragement would you give to them?
First of all, if this is what you really want, don't listen to anybody. Okay, don't listen to your family, because usually the people that love you are the ones that really talk you out of it. Oh, you're going to do that? Oh, I would never do that. Oh, you're going to pay how much? You're going to pay this market or this? You're going to do that? You're going to go to this and hire this mentor or take this course? Oh, I wouldn't do that. Basically, they're telling you, they're placing their fears upon you. Don't do it. Stay focused and be passionate about what you want. Number one. Number two, you got to look at your foundation. If you don't have a system to bring new clients in, an automation, if you don't have that, you need to help somebody like and hire these guys. I'm not here to promote that. I'm not here to just tell you the facts. Is that when you hire conversion, what they'll do is they'll look at your business. They'll help you create the foundation of the automation, of the marketing aspect of it. And then from there, then you can see what kind of leads you need, and that's the key of bringing people in. But then again, if you're a startup and you don't know how the hell to run a business, you need a mentor. You need a business mentor. You need both. I mean, especially, when I was in chiropractic school, one of the things we were taught was, how much did you spend for your license? Like hundreds of thousands of dollars. And how much did you spending on learning how to run a business? And that hit me. Right. And it's like, okay. And so before I even got out of school, I hired a management company 6 months before I actually opened my own doors. I learned what to do. And by the time I hit the door, opened that door, my practice started to grow really quickly because I knew ahead of time. So with business owners, what happens is they think because they've done it for somebody else, that they're a technician, they can become a business owner, an entrepreneur. So, and they can, but they need the training to go from technician to an entrepreneur or business owner. It's different mindset. The difference between a business owner and an entrepreneur is that an entrepreneur takes more risk than a regular business owner does, right? And you have to learn to make calculated risk. And if you don't, get somebody that's been there. You need to have somebody there like you guys. When you guys are making, I'm saying these guys are making a lot of sales. They're really doing what they're telling them doing, not somebody who wishes they can do what they teach, right? So that's what I would look at, is get a good marketing company, as well as get, if you have mentoring, great. Do what the business coach tells you to do. Get that foundation and go slowly. Make sure everything's working. Don't get too crazy, and don't get, start throwing money all over the place. You got to make sure you have a good plan and move forward.
All right. That's
I hope that answered. I hope that answered.
That was perfect. I think there was a lot of wisdom in that answer for, I think a lot of people out there.
I've been there, man. I've been there. I'm practiced for over 35 years. I've been doing this as a business coach for over like 10 years. Right. And it was a transition going from closing my practice to doing this. I just didn't close my practice and go in here. That'd be foolish. It was a kind of a gradual thing until I got this going. And then I said, okay, I'm done and I can close my business, my practice.
Yeah. So, I always love asking these types of questions, because you get different answers from different perspectives. And it's your perspective is unique because you've been in one business and exited that business and went into another business and kind of started all over again. So
at 55, started all over at 55.
Yeah.
Okay. So I know I look 29, but yeah, I at 55 and shifting my entire career, my whole life, because I found this, discovered this 30 years ago. And I've been working on this for 30 years and trying to figure it out and coming up with the process. And then when I really figured it out, from there, it was doing well and I shifted. And then I found you guys that allowed me to get to even the higher level that I want to be. And we just started doing this over it's only 6 weeks. I can't wait to see what the hell is going to happen over the next 6 months.
Yeah, me too. Me too. All right, that's enough talking about us. Let's talk about you, because
Okay.
this is where the fun begins.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the self-sabotaging trait. Let's start there.
Okay. So during the process, I always wanted to figure out why my practice wasn't doing well back then, or my kids, or my patients, things like that. And I found myself on this journey. And I was able to discover a hidden trait that we're born with that actually stops or slows down our success. So I called it the inborn sabotaging trait. Not that it undermines us, but it actually protects us from the very success that we seek, because that success subconsciously is more painful to achieve. And when I first found this, I was like, there's no way, this is too simple. So I went out to try to disprove it. And over 30 years working with thousands and thousands of people, I couldn't. And I actually found a way to switch it off instantly. And it works 100% of the time. So we show people when they start to release their personal and professional power and they start to feel uncomfortable, their saboteur kicks in to protect them. So there's nothing wrong with you. You're not an idiot or a loser and all the hundreds of other words that you say to yourself. You're just in protection. And when I realized that, I'm like, same thing with the body does with the thyroid and everything else. It's just going into protection. If it releases too much thyroid hormone, it has to drop down to protect it, because if not, it will cause more damage. But as soon as we realized, when you went into the saboteur, when you understand the saboteur, then use what we call the antidote, which is the exact opposite to the saboteur, it actually switches off the trait. And now you go immediately into growth, 100% of the time, guaranteed. And that's why I was like, there's no way this works. And it works. And so whether you're a CEO of a multi-billion-dollar company or a child, we've worked on children from 5 to 7 years old to really understand how the saboteur actually causes us to protect ourselves and stops our success. Because if we actually achieved it, we would be in more pain.
Yeah. So I know the answer to this question, but I don't think it's something that we talked about on here. How would someone find out what that saboteur trait is?
Yeah. So there are actually only 3 traits that we are made up of, and we call them the director, the supplier, and the communicator traits. I was able to discover there's only 3 of us, 3 traits. And in that trait, we create that into a sequence, a personality stress sequence. So we have a dominant trait, which is your superpower. You have a mediator trait, which is the bridge between the dominant trait and then the saboteur. So there's only 3 saboteurs out of 7-8 billion people. So what I did was I created a 9-question quiz. Then in about a minute, when they take it, they can get their inborn sabotaging trait and antidote for free. And once they see that, they realize that that sequence, that superpower, is also causing them to create more saboteur, because they're really trying to help themselves get out of this hole, but they dig themselves further. And when they use the antidote, their superpower immediately balances out and they see tremendous results within a few days, within a few hours, whatever, depending on where they are and what problem they're having.
All right. How do we get our hands on this quiz?
So they can do is I'm offering a 30-minute free consultation, okay, or a strategy call. So what they can do is bring me one business or personal challenge. Once you give that to me, I'll show you how the saboteur created it. It actually creates your challenges and all your blocks. And then I'll show you how to use the antidote to start solving it immediately, 100%. And then when you book the call, you can take the 9-question quiz, and then you'll get it yourself. And then we'll sit and talk about it. And then we'll show you what you can do to really move forward and make sure that you are actually somebody that can really benefit from what we do.
All right. So this is what I want you guys to do. If you want that 30-minute call, if you want to take Dr. Phil up on his offer, comment sabotage in the comments. Dr. Phil is inside of the group. Once you comment sabotage, I'll tag him, or someone from our team will tag him, and then he'll message you and try to, or maybe even send over a link to try to get the call scheduled. So If you guys are interested, just comment sabotage. So is there anything else that you'd like to talk about really quick before we go to questions, Dr. Phil?
I would just say that sit down, go into a little meditative state. I don't know how to meditate. All right, then just close your eyes. Take some deep breaths for about a half hour. Pull yourself out of where you see your business and see yourself as a client or potential client, and see your business and see what you would say about your business. Where are the holes, and see where you can fill them. And then from there, find the right person like Justin's team to start filling those holes for you.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. We got a question. How valuable has it been to have your appointment setter?
So here's the thing. Think about how many times you had to answer somebody. Take that, how long, how many hours does that take for the entire week of how many people? And then multiply how much you make an hour. And then you'll know exactly how valuable it is for you. Not for me, but how valuable it is for you, because you're wasting time. I tell people all the time, you as a business owner need to know how much you make an hour. If you're doing anything less than that, you're wasting money. And if you continue to do that, I want you to go take $1,000 out of the bank, drive down the highway and throw it out the window, because that's what you're doing. So find people on Fiverr, Upwork, whatever the case, VAs, whatever, to help you do that. But the appointment center was key for me.
Awesome. Yeah, great answer. And then the kind of, I guess, 1B, well, that was 1A, 1B would be, was it a simple transition with them and them understanding your business?
Yeah, it was. That was the thing. Like I said, I have something that no one else has in the world. And the problem that I was having, the challenges, was that helping people for somebody to take what I wanted to say in my words and put it on the board. And that's what they did for me. Now, do you have some work? You're going to do some work. So if you're not into any work, do not hire these guys. I'm going to tell you straightforward, do not hire them. But if you want to know what's going on and do some work and get involved and then bring some people that help you with it, then they're the right person for you. So the transition was easy. I mean, I got it done, about 10 days. I just blocked my time. I put all my energy into the marketing because that's where I knew I needed to do. And within 10 days, I was up and running.
Yeah, I will say Dr. Phil was a great client of ours. And thanks for bringing that up, because that is one thing that we do see. Some people come in with a limited mindset. There is work that you're going to have to do. And anything worth having is hard to get. Right. And there's going to be work.
Yeah, there's a reason why people procrastinate. And it's one, because they have little to no knowledge. They freeze. They don't trust themselves enough to continue with it, or it's too boring, or it's too detailed oriented, so they don't do it. And it's always because of their saboteur. Once they understand the saboteur, they can get past that. Just throw that in. But those are the 3 reasons why your clients or anybody coming on board is having a hard time getting moving, because of the procrastination.
We got another question on the setter. Has having your setter saved you time in closing deals?
Yes. Because what's happening is when she sets up the setting and we have it all automated, then I know exactly who's coming in. And then from there, I show up on Zoom, which as things are getting bigger, I'm going to be now hiring a salesperson to do it for me. Then I do it. And then what happens is we'll set it up, the person and then she'll follow up with them. So I don't have to follow up with them. So that's key too. If you're a horrible follow-upper, if that's a word, that appointment center can also follow up and make sure they set the appointment so that they take your course or whatever you're trying to sell them.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Great question. I don't think we have any other questions. Not that I see. If you guys are watching this replay and you want to ask a question, go ahead and just drop that in. Dr. Phil will be around, and someone from our team will tag him so that we can answer that question.
One of the things that we do is we have a Google Doc, and I have leads to who we talked with, who enrolled, who didn't, who no-showed, things like that. And then from there, I just highlight it, put it in, she does it. So she knows what I did by just looking at the spreadsheet. So we do it that way. And
Mhm.
then what she just did, she took all the no-shows, just called them. And out of I think we had about 12 no-shows, which was unheard of. I was like, wow, this is pretty good. She already got two back on the calendar for me to talk to. So
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
about how many hours that would
There's a
have.
lot of
Yeah.
hidden opportunities there,
Yeah.
for not
And right
only
now
in
we
your
don't
sales
even have
process.
we don't even have the resistance. Like we don't have anybody to, in the beginning, we just want to see how this flowed, right? We're getting a lot of no shows and you got to add some resistance. You got to add a questionnaire or other things
Right.
there. But you're at, I guess, I don't know what you guys are doing, but we don't have to put any resistance in it. And I'm selling a lot of people. And I'm also using my program to sell people. But
Mhm.
that's how we're getting to sell and to enroll in the course.
Yeah. Yeah. That's great. What I tell people, there are three things that you need to have. You need to have a lead generation, like you need to have a way to generate leads. Those leads need to turn into appointments, and then those appointments need to turn into sales.
Right.
Right. And,
Right.
and every single one of those steps is the conversion rates that you want to hit and those KPIs.
Absolutely. And the reason why you don't close that sale is because your saboteur actually stops it because it's more painful to close that person. So
There you
when we
go.
show that person that way, then their sales increase tremendously.
Yeah. So you guys need to hit up Dr. Phil for that saboteur quiz, that 30 minutes with him.
Definitely.
He's awesome.
Takes about a
So,
minute.
all right, guys. I think that's about it. You have anything else, Dr. Phil?
Just believe in yourself, know that you're doing it. If you have imposter syndrome, just, all I say with you is this: if you're not doing what you really want to do, how dare you not give an impact to people that you want to? I know you have some fears. Let's work on that. Let's get past that. But you are here. You have to just be passionate about what you want to do and go out and impact the people that you can do. So that's all I got to say.
Awesome. All right. Thanks, Dr. Phil. Thanks everybody
Thank
for
you.
hanging out with us for the past half hour. We'll see you guys inside of the group. And yeah, that's it. Adios.
Thank you so
See you
much.
guys.